Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to share with you guys all about self-care and self-love and self-attention because this is coming up a lot for me this weekend. I always take time to work out and to do yoga and to have time for shower, but I don't often take time to really just do nothing and stop working on business and stop filming videos and stop editing videos. Like, I never stop. And I think that's a trend for a lot of people, that we just don't know how to stop and to actually settle down. So I want to share with you guys my tips and tricks on how to self-care and recommendations on things that you can do for self-care. So before we dive into this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you guys want to join the Sharway crew. And of course, I'll link my Instagram here for you guys so you guys can check that out and join along, because I do a ton of Instagram storying pretty much every day. So without further ado, let's dive into today's video. So like I said, self-care. Who actually takes the time to self-care and who actually enjoys the self-care? Because I don't know about you guys, but how often are you like, okay, I'm going to self-care myself right now. I'm going to take some time for me. And then you start doing that self-care thing, whatever it is, and you immediately have guilt. You have guilt for self-caring. We guilt ourselves because there's this pressure in society that we have to continue to do more, to take on more, to be busier, to constantly be go, 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 go. And this whole idea of like the next thing getting us ahead and like the progression of like, I'm so busy is what people always say. And it's completely ridiculous. Like, I'm all for like working hard and building a business or being an entrepreneur or doing your passion or whatever it is, but you gotta take time for self-care. You have to. So number one tip, do not guilt yourself for self-care. I know this sounds really hard because I have been self-caring all day and I've done nothing, and I have a little bit of guilt happening. And I decided that I was gonna get up and I was gonna do something I love, because I'm like, you know what? Why am I guilting myself for relaxing and de-stressing and napping all of Sunday? Because I had a nap yesterday and I napped today, and I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm just enjoying napping. So it's like almost like when that self-care guilt comes in, you just gotta kind of like catch it and be like, no, I am not going to feel guilty for taking care of my mental health. So that's my biggest tip for you guys. Do not guilt yourself, or at least try your best not to, because it's so silly. Why do we deprive ourselves to care about our mental health? Our world that we live in pushes so hard for us to burn out and to burn the candle at both ends. And it's just, there's nothing beneficial or rewarding about that. Like, nobody takes that impact but us. So that's my first tip for you guys. Tip number 2 is how to find that self-care time. So life can be busy. You can have your job, your family, kids, whatever you're doing, business, etc. We all have stuff going on. So my tips for finding that space for self-care would be to set aside a time. So if you have a crazy busy schedule, you have a crazy work schedule, kids, whatever, set aside a time for just you. So say it's 1 hour where you get to so you put the kids to bed, you clean the kitchen, and you do all the shit you gotta do, and then you spend 1 hour. Even if you can't do an hour, try and do a half an hour. So 1 hour, half hour, whatever you can fit in that schedule of the space before you go to bed. So instead of wasting time watching TV or maybe scrolling through Instagram or social media, maybe take half an hour of that time and implement it into something that's good for you. So whether that's taking a hot bath and just relaxing, or having a nice shower, maybe going for a walk, maybe doing some yoga. So it's really important to just find that thing that lights your heart on fire, that gives you that restorative time. It could even be an extra half an hour of sleep if you want to go to bed a little bit earlier. Whatever that looks like for you. So pinpointing that thing that you love so much that you just want to spend time doing, whether it's a passion or exercise or just maybe napping, that's okay too. Finding whatever might be the thing that works for you, and just honoring what that is and not feeling that pressure around it, and just setting aside that time. So that's my second tip, is set aside the time for the self-care. And then my third and final tip for you guys in all of that is having no guilt, setting aside that time is actually be present in that time. So when you go to do those things, those self-care, don't, get in the bathtub and be attached to your phone or attached to the world or talk to somebody. Don't go for a walk and be talking to somebody or scrolling through social media. I know it's so hard to stop and to put the technology away and the connection away, but it's so important to take the time that you're self-caring to actually self-care and not just say that you're self-caring and you're not even present in that moment. Because there's no point then. If you're not present with yourself or with your mind or what's actually happening, you're never going to actually be getting the benefits of the self-care. You have to be present and you have to choose to be present in that process. And that's how you'll actually see the restorative benefit of being in that moment and being present in your self-care. It's so crucial. So those are my 3 tips for you guys on how to self-care, why you should be doing it, and just how to find that space and be present in that space. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am on this tangent of self-care right now and self-love, and when I went and got some crystals yesterday, that was all that was coming up was self-love. And if you don't invest the work in that, everything else starts to sacrifice and starts to become hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you want to join the Sharway crew. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.